You've probably heard of the term autopiloting. Basically, it's when you get into a game and your brain shuts off. You go through the game on pure instinct, making bad decisions or forgetting about things, like the enemy ult being up or where the jungler is. Then, after the game ends, you analyze it and say to yourself, I should be more aware of these things. But the same thing happens the next game. So why does our brain work like that as soon as we get into game? In 1990, a scientist called Marcus Rechla from the Washington University School of Medicine discovered a certain part of the brain called the default mode network, or DMN. The default mode network is a set of structures in the brain responsible for repetitive tasks such as walking, talking, or driving. Basically, your conscious mind is not active on those tasks and your subconscious takes over. This is where you can talk and drive your car at the same time, for example. So what has happened is that over time, you've turned playing League into a repetitive task. By doing always the same things, your brain has adapted and now you don't have to think about it when you do them. You just do them on autopilot. So what you need to take away from this is that autopiloting is a natural process of learning a new skill. Once you've reached the level of skill where you are comfortable playing the game, you stop actively thinking about the process. But this isn't something bad. This means that now you can actively think about other tasks while you play the game. So the goal shouldn't be to remove autopiloting, but rather to bring mindfulness to our games and develop good habits or eliminate bad ones. So the way we do this is we focus on adopting one new habit at a time. Don't try adding multiple habits at a time because as humans we can't process that much information in our working memory. So let's say, for example, that you autopilot in lane, and you tend to die a lot because of it. Your goal should be to bring more awareness when you are laning. So a typical practice routine will look something like this. For the next 10 to 20 games, you will look to develop a new habit of consciously thinking about what can kill you. You will ask yourself questions like, where is the enemy jungler? Do I have summoners? Does the enemy have summoners or ultimate? Am I in kill range? In order to actively think about these questions and avoid autopiloting once the game starts, I recommend that you use a tool called Mindfulness Bell. You can set this up for 1 minute, for example, and every time you hear it, consciously ask yourself the questions that we've mentioned before. What this will do is that it will force your brain to be constantly aware of this information. And through repetition, this will become a habit for you. Meaning that at some point, this too will become automatic and it won't take away your full attention. I will suggest that you do this practice in a training environment, like FlexQ, normal games, or using a Smurf account, so that you eliminate the pressure of losing LP and focus entirely on the practice. Your goal is to tunnel vision on this, don't focus on anything else, don't roam, don't look to trade, don't try any complex game strats, just focus on this. And after you finish each game, write down your results. Keep track of your progress, and after you finish your 20 games, judge based on your results if you've adopted the habit or not. If you've lowered your deaths per game significantly, then you can look to add more habits. But if for some reason you still die a lot, watch one of your games and look out for that reason. Once you've found that reason, set up the same practice routine and keep track of your progress until you fix it. Alright guys, that will be it for this one. I hope you've liked the video and found it helpful. I've put more time into creating this one, so let me guys know in the comment section what you think of it, so that I can improve at making these types of videos. I also have quite some ideas for the upcoming weeks related to mentality and overall science applied to League, so make sure you stay tuned for that.